and give me your keys. Now put up your hands as I open the door to your luxury vehicle or your 4x4. That's a good phrase for Gauteng, of course. Hello everybody and welcome to round 8 here at the Circuit of the Americans for round 8 already. I know there's one missing. Technically speaking it's round 7, but going on the calendar or the track list, the staff would politically correctly try to point it out. Of course, technically it's only the 7th race, but calendar wise it is the 8th race, with Mexico of course to be rerun at the end of the season. So 2 more races after this one and then we will redo Mexico, then we will still have our full season. But yeah guys, already out on track, Q1 underway, and unfortunately no Devon tonight. Eskom unfortunately taking its toll, not just on the drivers but also on my co-commentator. And as always, no vehicle sound for me in the first qualifying session, so nothing unusual. Of all of you who followed the streams from the start of the season till now, unfortunately Q1 for me is without car sounds. I only get the car sounds pretty much in Q2. So something that the guys can really work on there at Codemasters, of course. But yeah, we can hope. And thank you Rob on his post for a change. Hardly live, and there's already a comment telling us it's a dry race. So thanks Rob. Couple of guys were competing to get that comment in, but Rob top notch tonight. So dry quali, dry race. Not a bad turnout to be honest, with Eskom doing their part. 16 drivers showed up. When there's still the potential of a few more drivers be able to join, but of course they will just join during qualifying, but will not be able to participate in qualifying and then just partake in the race. Always nice to see more guys, even if they miss qualifying. It's always nice to have a full grid or close to full grid, but 16 already, nice turnout. Of course, just want to get something out for those who watched last week. Of course, yours truly couldn't make it last week. I understand there was a bit of shenanigans, not just on track or in the game, but also a bit in the comms box. So, guys, the game we can't control. Sorry for that. The game is just unfortunately it's part of a development or being at network or just some sort of glitch in the game. Apologize because there was a few glitches, but at least we could do a race. But what I really want to just say sorry to everybody was just some shenanigans in the comms box. I understand there was a bit of foul language and some excessive foul language. So I do apologize for that. And just, it's one of those nights. It's just something that doesn't happen always, but still, I know not everybody like it, especially when it becomes too much. So sorry about that. So, but we're back to normal. It's just no Devon tonight, but otherwise pretty much normal, if you can call it normal. Not that you can really call anything a TNB normal. As you saw there, Devon did manage to, not Devon, Vino managed to join. So he came on, so he's going to miss qualifying, but will be able to race. So that's at least 17 drivers already. With, of course, 15 drivers proceeding to the next session, it's only one driver to be eliminated from this session. Because 15 go through, and then of course next session only the top 10 go through. So one car, so who will be that one person? All to drive for, of course, in the session. Just over, now 13 and a half minutes to go, when we all know. And there we go, there's Devon. Devon at least is in the comment section, so although he's not in the comms box, he can at least participate in the conversation. For those of you watching, of course, as always, please feel free to post your comments there and be part of the chat. Only 4 guys out so far who posted times: Gaff Peak, Force, Not Sebastian, Legend, and which is surely just a time to get something in by Mackett, because Mackett can go a lot faster than that. We all know that. Yeah, Devon. Hey, Devon. It's the third time tonight that I tell you that. You are slow. I said it that there's no sound, and it's not unusual. For me, it's every week. Q1, there's no sound. Doesn't matter what I do. Foster now still second. Only guy really in the 131 is Gaff Peak, but of course nothing to really prove at this point. It's just to get that time in, make it through to the next session, maybe some practice. It's all matters in the next sessions. And as you can see, Staffy also managed to join. So there's 18 drivers in for the race start, so not bad. Of course, also guys who have a power come back on. Staffy, I know, ran late for work purposes. Just, at work, but Eskom, yeah, that's something, that's a touchy subject that we rather won't talk about. Of course, no judge tonight, the Eskom also affecting him. You see, I wonder where everybody is, because also with Eskom, the viewers are also on the low side. Unless Devon and his co-commentator last week scared everybody away. Devon, I think there's a lot that you can tell us, not just about you not paying attention. But we'll leave that for another day. Either when she's up here or I'm down when we get and I'll catch up with Mrs. Alice. Hey, okay, not that I can really keep quiet. There's no Devon filling the gaps and no car sound, so it's absolute silence if I stay quiet. Yo. And I just wish they want to sort this out. Legend currently in 6th place there, riding here with him, 1:33. As you can see, Macca did improve his time. Of course, so that 140 was just to get some sort of time, sort of a banker. So, as you can see, he's low 131s. 6/10 there of Gavin Owen, forced retired. I think this might be a deliberate retirement. Of course, 132. He should be safe. Looking at the rest of the times, he's definitely through to the next session. It's only two cars is showing now. Staffy managed to claim his vehicle by the looks of it, so Staffy is not going to wait for the... And he actually got his right car, funny enough. He's got his Alpha Tauri. He managed to get his actual car, Alpha Tauri, and he's in qualifying, so it will be two drivers be eliminated. So I'm surprised that Vino joined and he didn't get his car, also the other Alpha Tauri. Unless Staffy knows a trick which Vino don't, or that most people don't know. But anyway, we've got now 17 drivers with 2 to be eliminated at the end of the session. And there's still Vino, of course, to join at the start of the race, so 18 drivers. Well, Devon, do you think she's going to like the 9 hours? Does she like racing? Will she be okay for 9 hours? Just remember, it's not just for racing, but it's also the TNB crew that's trackside. Wonder if Mrs. Judge will join tonight. Of course, one of the regulars lately. Always nice to see her, also online there. RGDV, not Kimi, and Staffy, of course, the guy still to post the time. As well as Primo Gamer, he's still in the pits. As you can see, of course, for those regulars, you saw Safwan Quinton before. As you can see, the Safwan name is back, but it's Safwan Boinkies and it's Safwan Mackett. It also speaks back to a different league, so some of these guys don't just race in one league, but a few others. These two guys actually also race in other leagues, and that's basically what that name ties to. That's why their name pretty much look the same. That's also why Matt TV in 5th place at the moment have ILRT in front of his name. It's just part of the leagues that they're racing, and some of the leagues require them to change their names to show their allegiance to the league. Here, of course, at TNB, we don't require that. And woof woof or meow or whatever, Staffy, to you too. Welcome, glad you could make it. Let's see what that Alpha Tauri can do. So still Staffy, still not Kimi RGDV. Kimmy's in the pits, Springbok Gamers on his way out. Still no change in front, but not Maverick now, really close to Gafpick there, 7.55 versus a 7.20. But of course Mackett's some distance in front there. Devin, since when do you move? Why do you want to change your name? What, you want to call yourself a world #1 tap water coffee drinker? I know it's one hell of a name, but still. Hey, that one, the biggest C. Are you sure you're the biggest one? I would think you're the biggest not paying attention to my wife. And you admitted it on the stream. No going back on it now. Gafpick on the outlap, not sure why, because he's safe. He's definitely through to the next round. And not Sebastian also a good lap there, 131.5. This of course is just to get the car into the next session, so I'm not sure why you want to risk another lap and waste the tyres or risk the car, because if you crash it's goodbye. Then your whole qualifying is over, not just this session. Oh, and there's Boris. Hello Boris. Of course, for those of you who don't know, Matt is there from the UK. He just somehow, TNB style, the wicked humour for the TNB boys, he just got dubbed Boris. Of course, those of you who watched the last couple of weeks, a few after race interviews where Matt was on the podium, the name Boris also came up. And that retirement, they talk about Matt, of course, that's also pretty much like his teammate. That's a controlled retirement, just they've done enough, 5 minutes to go, they don't see the need to go out again. There's something I just said, now why risk it, you're already safe. And also, if you know, when you know it's a safe retirement, you can see they stay in line with the timing screens. Of course, if that was a crash out, they would have actually appeared at the bottom. Devin, I don't know exactly you're slow or whatever, but yeah, you're slow. I'll just stick to that. Not Kimmy and RJDV both now on outlaps, still no times posted, also nothing from Springbok Gamers yet. Audrey, is it for real or is it now Devin using his wife's account? Tell me that's for real, Mrs. Alice. Not Sebastian also now decided he's done enough, no need to risk it. He'll wait for the next session. So that's for real, Mrs. Alice. Good evening, Mrs. Alice, and welcome. Boinky's now also done with this session. We'll see a lot of guys now basically retire. There's a couple of pit sitters there as well. Staff as well, I don't think he might go out again. Only 3.5. Now 3.5 minutes to go. He's on this. He's in the comment section as well, so I think Staffy might also be okay with what he's done. Also happy to start at the back. Sometimes in the middle. Also Staffy basically driver of the day. Driver of the day last week. Not just by the game standards, because obviously the new thing on 2020 is the game basically say who's driver of the day. But Staffy was actually adjudicated by the commentary team last week as driver of the day. Made up a good couple of places and drove a clean race. So I don't think he will have a problem starting at the back. He has the ability to come through the field. Yeah, Staffy, no sound from the cars. That is basically a regular thing for me. Every time in Q1 there's no sound from the cars. I only really get the sound of the cars in Q2 and Q3, and of course the race. So for some reason Q1 is silent. Devin, because you are known to do weird stuff, like not pay attention to your wife, drinking tap water coffee, so why would you not do that? Okay, I assume this is Mrs. Alice and not Devon are pretending to be here. So again, welcome Mrs. Alice. Welcome to the Mad Show, aka the TNB stream. I'm sure you should know by now. You would have picked up something from Devon, the way you sometimes get carried away when he's in a party. But yeah, that's us. Oh, and by the way, you're more than welcome to smack Devon with a broomstick on the forehead. Let's hope this Devon's power come on when as scheduled. So apparently it's only off from 8 to 10. By then we will still be racing, so hopefully we can still have Devon in the comms box at the end of the race, but we'll see how that unfolds. Not Fernando also done now. 131.8, so the top 5 pretty much all in the 131s, and this is only Q1, so those times will still improve as we proceed. So in the drop zone at the moment is Staffy and RGDV, unless RGDV can come up with some sort of a lap here. Still no time posted. If RGDV can get a time of 1:35.1 or quicker, that puts Carterboy 45 in the drop zone with Staffy. But Staffy is on track. There's also the potential of him improving on his time. Oh, that's always nice. It's nice to see the ladies come out and support. At the end of the day, it is you who make this happen, because without your support, without you, I want to say allowing us to do this, it won't happen. So it's always nice to have a wife in here. Of course, there's Mrs. Judge as well. We also have Mrs. Nismax here. So maybe you guys can also start the TNB Wives Club. You never know. Why would I not give ideas, Devon? Smack you with a broom, it keeps her healthy because she keeps in shape. That's good exercise for her. And it'll also keep you on your toes. So it's a win-win situation.
Can I also try? I'll whack you with a broom.
And there you go, Devon. My wife says the same. She will also whack me with a broom. So then it's basically fair. You and me both. So everybody wants to smack the commentators by the looks of it. So Staffy's done. Staffy didn't improve, so he's basically eliminated. Carterboy in on the well, call it in the hot seat if you want, or the very uncomfortable spot of not knowing at this stage. It all depends on what RJDV can do. As riding here with RJDV, John is done. Just a couple of pit sitters that need to hit retire. Oh, Mrs. Ali repay him by ignoring him. Oh, well, that's the best way. If he ignores you, ignore him back. Or when it comes to racing, especially Thursday nights with Assetto Corsa, you just surprisingly get rid of a power supply in his PlayStation when he can't do anything. You hit him where it matters. So where RJDV did improve, that means Carterboy and Staffy is the guys eliminated from this session. Just waiting for Wes and not Kimmy to retire, then this session can be pretty much something from in the past. Still not sure why a couple of guys don't retire. They already know the drill by now. Staffy, if you talk about Kinky, go Google Kinky Robot. You must a music man. Just still waiting for those two, or until that time of 1 minute runs out. Okay, Wes retired. Just waiting for not Kimmy. Kimmy a retirement, man. Soon as not Kimmy gets that retirement. Oh well, 26 seconds to go. Let's just be a little bit patient. Kinky Robot is actually a band's name. One of the radio DJs here in one of the radio stations here in Joburg. It was actually a band that he had. There we go. Not Kimmy finally got the idea and he clicked retire, and just confirmation there the top 5 in the 131s. Of course, this is just basically the dress rehearsal and to get the slowest 5 cars, well in this case slowest 2 tonight, which is where Carter Boy and Staffy being eliminated, so top 15 going through to the next session. So 5 cars to be eliminated from Q2. Of course, it's going to be interesting. Don't want to make any predictions yet, because again, this is just a dress rehearsal. Still a couple of guys sandbagging. They haven't got rid of those cement bags in some cases. So we'll maybe start seeing now, or definitely in Q3 we'll see what times these guys really doing on this track. Well, the only robot we know there is Jeff, so sick, Jeff. Right, there we go, Q2 is officially underway. Now let's go that way, no. Right, just getting some information back on screen just to have more detail. Not a lot in the strategies at the moment. A few guys going different, but not as many as you would think. And there's some sound. Finally. Wanky's the first guy to go out on track. Mr. Johnny F. A 131, not bad, a 131.8. I'm sure there's more to come. Of course, this Ferrari powered horse. Frustrating year for Ferrari. Not looking good for them actually in the game either. Ironic. Poor showing in real life actually also happening this season here at TNB. One driver of course here at TNB trying real hard, and last week actually managed to win a race with Ferrari. Not yet tonight. Yes, Max, all the best mate. Hope to see you back next week. We've got the other horse also out on track. And now it looks more like a strategy, well, strategy race if you want, because more guys actually now decided to go for the different tyre. Not apparently. If Devon asked the question, I told him, remember it's 9 hours, it's the TNB guys. Do you really want to do that? Bunch of weirdos, trackside, 9 hours, drinking, talking nonsense, watching fast cars. Mackett left the session. Oh no, not good. Let's hope it's just a temporary disconnect and he can rejoin and get back in his car. Rather, I hope that's the case and not really Eskom. Because if it is Eskom, it's going to be much longer than just a quick disconnect. Not Fernando also out there. Vino now left the session. Not sure if he just left quickly to rejoin. Now there we go. Mackett has joined, so it's not Eskom. It's a quick disconnect, so hopefully he can just get his car back and go out in his qualifying. Okay, I hope Vino gets back in time. But it was a lot of fun, I must say. We did for 9 hours last year. I think that's why that's why Devon got the idea to join this year, because we heard there's going to be a 9 hours. It's just going to be moved to December, slightly later compared to last year. But at least we're going to have it. So it was actually a lot of fun. Trackside, you can brine, all of that stuff. Hello Vino, what happened? Let's hope you get back on the other side and not in the comment section. Guys, if some of you listening, please can someone send invites. There's the likes of Mackett and those guys you can do with a few extra invites. Ah, that's a clever Vino. The time that he spent waiting for these guys to finish qualifying, he rather do a few time trial laps just to get some extra practice in. Clever Vino, clever. I would also rather do that than sitting and just watching and waiting, bored for the race to come. So guys, again, if anybody on track, already in the lobby, racing, qualifying, whatever, please can we just have some extra invites go out to some of the guys, please. It's always nice to have a few extra invites. If you're disconnected, you can join on one of those invites. Drive up all the way from Cape Town. Yo ho ho. That's going to be one hell of a drive. Alright, no problem. It was nice seeing you. Please don't be a stranger. Always nice to see the TNB ladies also on the chat, on the stream here, and be part of the chat. Because unfortunately with Eskom doing what they do best, you can't recharge. But nice chatting. Unless of course it was Devon. It was funny enough how Devon went quiet as Mrs. Alice commented more. Devon. Yo, but still Cape Town to Joburg. Ooh, that's going to be a hell of a drive. Where's Alicia? Drive down. No, Devon. You're going to go uphill. You're going to have an incline in altitude. You're not going to descend. So whatever you want to do it's fine. You know what, as long as you just make it happen and you come this way, it's fine. We won't have this argument. I think this year we must just take some Bryce with as well and actually Bry and do a proper cave this time. Nice to be there trackside. Sunset Corner, best place to be. Good view of the track. And some good keiering there. Because a couple of guys here on that spot had some groot keier last year. Only 7 guys so far posted lap times. RJ De Vere 1:31.8. Yeah, Steph, you see, leave it to you to be politically correct. Because if you fly it is up, if you drive it is down. Because drive is on the ground, fly is in the air. Devon, do you want to fly or not? Yes, net so Evan, net so. Niks soos 'n skilpad braai nie. En hello Evan. Devon, you should know better by now. You can't just listen to Staffy. Staffy is not always right. Guys, here in the comms box, I cannot send invites, I'm just spectator. And also, it also affects the stream. Basically, it's going to be blue screen trying to send people invites, etc, etc. So again, if some of the drivers listening, please can someone send invites to the drivers. And I see there's someone also want to join. The PSN is also there in the comment section. Safwan underscore Ray with a double I 2909. Some of the guys just battling here, a few invalidated laps already. There we go, there's one. Not Kimmy, but he is back in the pits. Looks like Mac, yeah, there we go. Mac did manage to join, so somebody did send him an invite. Thank you so much, whoever sent it. Mackett is back in, he got his car back, and he actually goes almost a full second faster than not Maverick, a 130.6. So clearly Mackett loves this track. Now showing a bit of a caliber that we know Mackett is capable of. Of course, saw him had the opportunity to commentate in another league where he was driving. Even you're making that skilpot braai. Devin, do you even know how to drink? And I'm not talking about your tap water coffee. Springbok Gamer retired. He's in 11th place, so that's basically our first driver to be eliminated from this session. Ja, Rob, bly die sandbaggers, nee. Jy is vinnig om te praat. Oh no, that's right. You're not doing sandbagging, you're doing cement bagging. It's even worse. Back in your dash, if you're so bloody old. And just a reminder, people, please keep it clean, respect each other. It's all about having fun. Don't drive like a complete idiot. I think more dolphin food, that's also something that the judge will like. As long as there's lots of branders, he's happy. Not Sebastian, a 132, he can go a bit faster. But I also believe not a lot of guys are playing the hands as yet. Still early days. Ja, Rob, 138 of 131.8. Ja, nee, no confidence in ek sien. Just under 4 minutes to go. Staffy, he's the man. Or easy. Let's see if that invite works. Nee, Devin, jy wil nie, hy moet dit doen nie. See, Devin. Oh wow, there's a new camera view. Devin, I hope you're seeing this. I haven't seen this yet. Basically a camera on the rear wing. That's something we can control because that is something we can do, or this or that. Or you can even do this while with the car. But yeah, that was an interesting one to see. Nice view. Evan, simply put, one word. Eskom. It's all Eskom. That's why a couple of guys are not even here tonight. Okay, no, it's cool, Macca, don't worry, got your message. It's just difficult to answer or, you know, respond to message while busy with this. But luckily you're back in, you're all good. Soap. Not Fernando, not Sebastian. Still, I believe there's a few times here that can drop. Well, Devin, I just got another price, about 7 grand, but excluding VAT, so add VAT to VAT. So there's actually a couple of options if you want to go that route of the inverter we discussed earlier. Yeah, Steph, it sounds kind of like what we see in ACC. You see the guy in the car as he comes towards the corner. He's got a helmet with no visor, and then all of a sudden as he comes closer, there's a visor. You can see how the visor basically, it's like this futuristic thing, almost like a little laser kind of thing, you know, shield that actually from one end to the other end, you just see this visor pop up. So yeah, I've seen some weird stuff, and with Codemasters, nothing surprised me anymore, to be frank. Now look, Devin, that was the best investment I made. Because if it wasn't for that, I would have been even potentially be late tonight. Oh, and a B crash for Not Sebastian. That means his qualifying is over. So he's out. As you can see, just as I said earlier, looking at the time there, he's faster than Gavpeak, but currently below Gavpeak, because that's a true retirement. Not him leaving the session, so that's a pity. Unfortunately, Not Sebastian and now Springbok Game, of course. That's the 2 cars so far, so 3 more cars to be eliminated. In the drop zone at the moment is Boinkies, Wes, Not Kimi and Legend. So 3 of those 4 cars will not make it through to the next session. Unless, of course, they can improve on their times. Legend in the pits, not out as yet. Not sure, well, was not out, so I'm not sure if he actually left the game because there was potentially load shedding scheduled for him. I didn't see that, I missed it if he left. Kimi actually retiring, so he's gonna also be leaving at the end of this session. Legend as well, so Legend, Springbok Gamer, Not Kimi and Not Sebastian. So who's gonna be the other one? Boinkies or Wes with 2 house boys. Boinkies in the pit. Can Wes improve on his time? Now at the end of the day, who is going to be the one that the game actually pull through to the next session? That's also going to be interesting to see. Pickles sitting good in 6 at the moment. He not it's invalidated lap, he might as well just bail out of it, he's done enough. Gavpeak is in the pits. Wes didn't improve, but it's just between me and his teammates. Unless of course now, we've seen this before, all 5 of them plus Not Sebastian, then we're only going to see 9 cars in the next session. Yeah, Steph, as you commented, I said it. Of course, only a 9, so it's actually going to take the 5 cars eliminated plus when they crashed out, so it's only going to be 9. Just waiting for Not Fernando and Boinkies to hit retire, or that timer to run out again. It's always nice if those guys can find the retire button. So move it along swiftly. So Steph, what do you reckon? 2-stopper, 3-stopper? And now I'm not saying tell me what you're going to do, I say what do you reckon? Do you think it's going to be a very brave guy to try and do a 1-stopper? Will that even be possible? Because I think this track is very abrasive on tires. And of course, your staff don't want to talk. Any other predictions on that? True. You can't rule out that safety car, especially not on this track. We've done previous versions of the game where we had this track, and I think all of them saw safety car. There you go, just confirmation that 9 will go through as we spoke about. So again, not going to run through it now. Real deal is about, real magic is about to start. Now we're going to see what these guys can really do time-wise. Can someone answer Mackett there in that low 150s? Or is it going to be Mackett for pole? And Vino joined. I hope he joined in time. Because this was really at the end of the session. Because you need to be in the lobby by the time it closes off, otherwise you don't get pulled into the race. Well, sorry, now I'm too quick. We're only going into Q3 now, so no, Vino's safe. See, I just want to get on with the race, man. Who's going to go out first? Not going to be not Fernando. He's normally go later. There we go. It's one of the runners. It can only be Vos. Yep, it's Vos indeed. Sorry, Vino, it's me. I just got too ahead of myself there. For a moment, I thought, okay, ready, we go, race time. But yeah, it's only Q3. No, so you're safe. So it looks like we're still set to have 18 drivers. Of course, if some other guys might have joined in between, we might have close to full, if not full grid tonight. But so far, definitely still 18. So Force is out there. We've got Gingy Pickle, Gap Pick also out, as well as Matt and RGDV. Well, actually the whole track, even not Fernando, it's just John that's still in the pit. Of course, not Fernando doing things a little bit different tonight, not staying and leaving it till late. Yeah, Staffy, you're right. The midsection, the whole midfield, even if you look at the constructors, well, forget about Renault. We won't count in Renault. If you look at even your team there, the Alpha Tauris, the McLarens, there's a good battle, there's a few points, and also with the drivers at midfield. Of course, with your driver of the day last week, that extra 5 points pushed you up as well, but it's close. So the midfield is actually something to watch. We won't talk about the front because it's going to take something out of the ordinary to change the lead of this championship. But the midfield, I think that's something to watch. Force going to come now, start his first hot lap. Of course, just on that subject, if we look at it just to what Steph was talking about. Of course, current championship standing as updated after the last race last week. As it is, RLR Matt is leading with 177 points. We're not Kimi, 138.5. Not Sebastian, 121. So those are the guys in the 100, and then it really gets close. Boinki's on 98, then you got RGDV on 88. There's Jean on 86, Staffy on 85, Nesmax 84.5. Not Maverick 83, there's Vos on 82, and then a bit of a gap down, Springbok Gamer 65. Vino 58, Not Fernando 55, Gafpick 38, Legend 31, Judge 30, AD 25, Wes also on 25, Chen on 16, who's not here tonight, GNG Pickle 16, and Mackett, of course, doing his first race last week, 13 points. Constructors, Renault by some distance, 259, although Alfa Romeo not that far behind, surprisingly, 210. Then a bit of a gap, McLaren 151, but when it's close again, Red Bull 149.5, Alpha Tauri 149 dead. Haas 123, Mercedes 119, Ferrari 112.5, Williams 102, and Racing Point 63. So yeah, constructors and drivers very close in the midfield. All to race for, of course. 2 races after this one, and then the rerun of Mexico, which was round 3. So basically 3 races to go. So funny. Yeah, Matt Wazimuna, I just read the points there. It's basically the top 3 is on 100 points. So pretty much those 3 battling and then close in the midfield. Of course, Boinky is one of the guys that drive here in the SAF 1 League. He's forfeit for the moment. Matter also in the 130s, 130.7, where Macca did a 130.6 in the previous session. So again, Matt shave off a little bit more of his time. What will Macca come up with now in Q3? Jean still in the pits, just under 7 minutes to go. Of course, TNB, one of a few leagues, not a lot of them doing 100% race distance and full qualifying. Oh wow, wow, Matt, what response! Almost ran into the back of a Red Bull coming into the pits. Just managed to go to the side. Doesn't look like any damage. There we go. Market response shows his hand, a 130.2. 4 tenths. Yeah, 4 tenths quicker than what he did in the previous session. So Matt is getting really close to that 129. Can he perhaps do that? Oh, 6 minutes to go. It's possible. Okay, league or team, thanks Steph. I'm not familiar with some of the teams here, but I do understand Macket and Boinkies are part of him, hence the name Safwan. And that's also Quinton might be part of him. Okay, thanks for explaining that. Now I also know. So it's not just actual league, but guys actually showing the Safwan name in various other leagues. Of course, Boinkies and Macket also drive here for another league on Tuesday nights, and I think Boinkies, I'm not sure about Macket, also driving another league on Monday nights. Of course, all South African leagues, basically running the same calendar as TNB. So TNB doing Kota tonight, so those leagues also do Kota now next Monday and Tuesday. Hello Adrian, if you can still make it, there's enough time. Oh wow, okay, no, that's not a glitch, that was just Macket that decided to do a U-turn and drive back into the pit, so luckily no disqualifications or anything. As je kan join, kan je gewoon vinnig aanzetten, als nog tijd. A few minutes, maar is het tijd. Maar so letterlijk 4 minuten. But yeah, no, we understand. Work unfortunately do come first. After all, if it's not for work, you don't have money, you can't buy games. Look, it's funny when Macket got away with that. But then again, we've seen worse. I mean, that is why we look at Mexico, when we had to, why we're running Mexico again. We actually had cars entering the pit lane from the wrong direction. So where you're supposed to exit, it's actually where they entered. And a safety car that parked dead on the home straight in front of the grandstand. So yeah, we saw some weird things in this game. No props, AD. Next time. John's still in the pits, still no lap. Don't think he... Unless... There we go. There we go. I was just about to say, unless we're not going to see a lap. John finally goes, so he's basically just leaving himself one hot lap. .131, so it's only Matter and Macket at the moment in the 130s. This is going to be an interesting battle. It's a pity about that not Sebastian crash. I think it could have been 3 guys really going for each other here in the front, to be on the front row of the grid. Okay, werk bietjie aan jou guts next time. Not Maverick, of course, substitute driver tonight. Well, he is one of our the reserve drivers standing in, of course, at Red Bull tonight, but the usual Red Bull driver, Pickle, managed to join afterwards, so he's representing Ferrari tonight. Yeah, it's just a bit of a cool head when it comes to admin, but for the drivers, they don't care. As long as they have a car, they can race, they don't worry. And that's, of course, the one thing that brought all of us together, our love for the sport. And just to be here on a Friday night doing all of this. Guess it's not a bad thing, you stay out of trouble, not pub crawling or whatever. And for those married, the wife know where to find you. Gav Pico 131.4, not much difference between him and Not Maverick. But also not much with Force, and who now retires. So a couple of 131s. John now starting our lap. Yeah, he's pretty much just got this one lap. We've got Matt on the outlap. RJDV on the outlap. Will they actually make it around in time? Not Maverick did start in time. Want to see where Matt is. Matt and RJDV quite close. 48 seconds. By then they need to have crossed that start finish line. Oh, not Fernando with the invalidated lap. So he's not going to improve. So. Well, Damon, you can throw down your mic and join. Nobody stops you, except Eskom. Yeah, well, Staff and Gav Peaks don't fly. The only thing that fly on them is their mouths. No, they're running their mouths. Yeah, that they can do very well. Not Fernando down here, currently in 6th, to see if someone maybe can improve and then push him down. RJDV did manage to cross. Jean now goes 7th, 131.9. Let's have a look. Gav Peak, but I think not Maverick will be the first to cross the line. Just see what time, and he managed to go second at 130.7. See, can Gav Peak improve? Goes 4th, pushes Force down. Yeah, Matt's going to be the next guy across the line. There we go, Matt stays second at 130.7. Okay, a couple of guys actually already finished, so didn't get that loss. So we'll just see now. Matt actually got pushed down to 3rd. There we go, just confirmation of how they ended. Mackett got pole, 130.2 in the end was more than enough. Okay, Matt actually is still in second, so 3rd, yeah. Anyway, so Matt 130.73, not Maverick 130.75. Very close there. But not far, also 130, but 0.8 there for Gav Peak. Force will start in 5th with Not Fernando in 6th, RJDV in 7th, Jean in 8th, and of course Pickle takes 9th place. The in-game. Yeah, Steph, I'll see what I can do with settings. Oh well, Rob, you said a dry race, so it all of a sudden looks very overcast compared to what we just saw in qualifying. Let's just hope that prediction of dry is still on. I have seen it before. What the weather prediction in the game is sometimes tend to be something different than what actually happens in the game. No, last to first challenge. Steven, are you right? What do you want to challenge? Who you want to challenge? Just waiting for everybody to finish their race strategy or for that counter to run out. Couple of guys are already readied up, hence with timer. 12 seconds to go. Okay, Devon. What, you reckon it's going to rain? But RGTV said it's going to be a dry race, so maybe it's just going to stay overcast. There we go, just to get the formation lap underway, and off they go. Oh, there we go. Couple of guys with mediums, and actually 19 drivers in the end. So we have Vino who joined and Safwan Rai. So we got 19 cars, so Vino and Legend looks like they came together, disqualified, so they back on the starting grid, so they'll wait for everyone else to finish their formation lap. Vino and the pink car, we will just give his points back to of course AlphaTauri. That's the who he represents. Safwan Rai we will sort out later where his points will go to. Just want to see who's missing a driver here, because pretty much all cars are here. 2 cars on the grid. And the only car that don't have 2 cars on the grid is actually Williams. There we go. No judge tonight thanks to Eskom, otherwise it could have been a full grid tonight. What, Devon, you reckon it's going to be free stop, just like Staffy said earlier? Don't rule out that safety car. 56 laps, of course. Doesn't sound long, but it is long. Think about it, 130, 131 seconds a lap, of course, is going to be a little bit slow in the beginning. Cars just lining up now. It's waiting for everybody to form up. Last couple of guys coming through to take the grid place. Don't rule out that safety car. Right, here we go. Favorite view to watch the race start from. As always, watch for the lights. And oh, Pickle drive-through penalty jump start. A couple of guys jump starts, and Pickle just decided to go for it. He already knows he's got the drive-through penalty, so he might as well just make the most of it. Luckily, there's a few guys who kept their cool. Oh, got away 45, missed his brakes. A little bit of contact there with some of the guys. Not sure how serious that is. Not so bad. Ooh, and a couple of guys. Penalties. Not the best of starts. Not Kimi. Oh, no. And it's a safety car as well. Absolutely chaos at the start. Guys who don't know how to brake all of a sudden. No, but Steph, forget about what the game suggested. You also called a free stop earlier. No, that was a massive dive bomb because Pickle decided to jump the start and just continue, and it almost looked like 1 or 2 other cars followed pursuit. It's so difficult to stand still and wait for the actual start when somebody jump a start, because you react to the car moving as much as you want to react to the light. So he clearly jumped the start, and it looked like the other Ferrari followed pursuit and then couldn't brake into corner 1, and he made absolutely chaos. So I expect a few incidents to be reported after this race, just on that start alone. Are you sure the pedal is not working? Probably not for foot. Oh, now he lost it. Now, so much for now using that to his advantage. Now he's actually just giving it away. Safety car still waiting to pick them up. Devon. I won't even mention that name, but yeah, I know you're talking about, so let's rather not talk about it. I think a couple of leagues know that name and they don't. But yeah, it is a Papa Chicken move. Of course, what we're seeing there with the timing screen, that's not right. We saw this before, where the timing screens do show something else, which is not true. As you can see on the mini map, of course, where that car is, it's actually a couple of cars behind, so it can't be in front. So Mackett now will grab the front guys pretty much caught up with a safety car. Only lap 356, of course, safety car out there. There's a predicted strategy that Staff and them were talking about, but Staff predicted his free stop way before that. Staff up to 16th. At one stage he was at the well, in 19th, last place at the end of the back, whichever way you want to call it. Of course, his back markers will now just try to catch up with a safety, with a whole crew who's behind the safety car. Boinky's early stop, so he's running dead last at the moment. But of course, still early days. Anything can happen, and it sure will. Looks like Pico might have served. No, he didn't, because he's on fresh rubber. Okay, we're not on lap 3, it's actually lap 2. You know, can't rely on those timing screens anymore either. Not the first time that this happens. So Pico shows 0 laps, so he's on fresh rubber, so he made a stop, so he still needs to serve that drive-through. Both Ferraris now next to each other. Horrendous start. Things are just still falling apart for Ferrari. Of course, a tough year for the Ferrari supporters. This is normally a time where people start thinking of jumping teams. It's difficult to stay loyal, but you do get those loyal supporters. Forced down to 13th, also on fresh rubber. As you can see, pretty much everybody from 12th to 19th has stopped and they're on fresh rubber. Give me 9th, Legend in 10th. Then those 2 madmen in the red cars. No, Devon is sure he ain't not. I feel sorry for those guys, but yeah. We saw a couple of guys where a couple of teams actually where it went bad. But how long will it go bad? It's almost like it's getting worse. They're moving backwards as the season progresses. Let's just hope going forward they can get some of that momentum back and show what they're really capable of. So the field is pretty much backed up. Everybody behind the safety car, so safety car should come in very soon. Not Sebastian managed to get into 5th, so nice recovery there. Of course, crashed out in Q2. Yeah, Devon Williams, Frank Williams. Here we go, safety car in this lap. Then you can finally go back racing. 43 years in F1. The Williams team with Sir Frank, but of course still known as Williams, but not officially not owned by the Williams family anymore. Team recently sold. Let's hope those investors, the new owners, the money they put in actually can turn that team around and it can become a competitive team again. Of course, we all know what Williams achieved a couple of years ago. Championship winning cars. So it's not impossible, but let's see if the right people are involved. Hopefully money can make things happen just like it happened at Racing Point. So yeah, let's wait and see. Mackett with a good start already, pulling away there from Matter. Pickle 3-second time penalty. That's still a drive-through to serve as well, because you can't serve your penalty under the safety car. Well, at the moment, Racing Point are achieving a lot more than Ferrari. But Devin, you can also have a podium. You just need to let go of the tap water coffee and practice more. Not Maverick putting Matt under some pressure. And meanwhile, Mack is still getting away in front. Not Fernando and Kimi are fighting. Good squabble, good squabble happening here. Did Kimi make it? Yeah, Kimi managed to make it stick this time. Now Legend's going to challenge. We still have those two crazy Ferrari drivers there in the mix as well. I don't think it's a very good place to be. Sorry, I don't want to be nasty or anything, but after that start, I don't want to be near those Ferraris. Because they don't have brakes. So surely Pickle has now hopefully served his penalty. Shows pits, 2 laps. But no new tyres. Yeah, it shows 2 laps. He just came out of the pit, so he served that drive-through in. Behind not Fernando. I'm not sure if not Fernando will feel comfortable with this Ferrari. Unless this Ferrari now knows how to brake. Meantime, Mackett's still pulling away in front. Gap is now 3.5 seconds. And not Sebastian in third. So there we go. There's the freeway tussle that I mentioned earlier that we were hoping for. So not Sebastian's there, but we also got not Maverick. So we got a 4-way fight. But if Mack is going to keep on pulling away like this, so we're just going to pretty much have a freeway fight for second place. First place win will pretty much be decided. But of course, just keep in mind, Mackett is on the soft tyres. So is Sebastian and Maverick. Matt is not. So maybe if he can look after his tyres still while being fast, he can push those tyres when these guys pit and maybe then make it count. Only lap 6 out of 56, so still a long way to go. Maverick just staying in touch. Oh, and these S's are always tricky. As much as you want to get on the throttle, you also need to be careful of giving it too much. So now with a penalty. Meantime, at the back we also see the two Haas boys fighting each other. Oh, and Gav is out. Are we going to see another safety car? No, just the VSC luckily. But Gav Pick is out of the race. But the guys will need to slow down because of that VSC. Matt actually falling further back. That gap is now hovering around the 6-second mark. Unless he can make some time just under his VSC, but that gap is pretty much opening up further. I don't have any stats on practice and stuff, but it would be interesting to know how long would those soft tyres last around this track. Virtual safety car still. Looks like Matt might have gained a bit of time under the VSC, or it was just that basically while he was slowing down, Oh, driver penalty, there we go. He did not slow down. And Matter actually falling away. Oh, big spun there. Actually, Matter spun. There goes his teammate, there goes Vino. So RGDV into second. So RGDV managed to jump Maverick and Sebastian, but Sebastian is in the pits. Maverick also diving into the pit, so I think very pretty much that answers my question of how long can these soft tires go. Unless these guys just try to go for the undercut. Devon actually does. It's not even a joke, because these S's are pretty much for the S's in Japan. A couple of corners in this tracks are actually designed keeping other tracks in mind. If you look at that last corner, the pit entry and stuff, that's actually a resemblance of Kailami. Oh wow, Gideon, that's harsh. Okay. But yeah, he's still in there, lap 7, he's still in it. Running in 5th at the moment. Oh, and John now also in the mix in front now. John and Kimi, but Kimi overtaking thanks to DRS. Kimi into 3rd. Of course, these guys haven't stopped it yet. Vino and Foss on the medium tires. They gain position. Oh, and Foss now with 3-second time penalty. Of course, just keep in mind this is strict corner cutting, so just going a little bit too deep on that apex is enough to get you a warning, and 3 warnings of course becomes a 3-second time penalty. And then if you look at penalties under safety car, it's a lot worse. Very harsh under safety car conditions when penalties are handed out. Oh! A legend, that was a bit of a dive bomb. Very, very, very late there. He was not even in reach there. It didn't even look like he's going to go for a pass there. Didn't expect him to. And then all of a sudden you saw him trying to overtake on the inside, and yeah, they couldn't do anything about it. Last moment dive bomb, not going to work. It's not no point in taking your position out or damage your own car. Luckily nothing bad came of it. We're still racing. But Legend also looking a lot more confident through the aces than John. Yeah, Alice, you said it, ne? But as we come out of the aces, when John managed to pull out a little bit of a gap, but surely Legend will have DRS now. Just to show you DRS. There we go, DRS open, and John trying to defend on the inside, just like he did with Kimi. What? Legend's going to stay on the inside line, John's going to go on the outside, but just not close enough, not enough momentum. But of course, if he could stay close to John, he will have DRS now coming down the home straight as well. Just need to stay close enough so that he can take the DRS and make something of it. Meantime, back in front, the gap is now to 10.3 seconds. Mackett still pulling away. Oh, Jean now 3-second time penalty. Forces also. Oh, there we go. Vino's also in this. Vino got past Legend. So Vino's going to try to put John under pressure. Legend staying in the fight there. And yes, Force just keeping an eye on this. If these guys going to trip over each other, and Vino's going to have a look on the inside. John runs wide, so surely that will give Legend a go as well. So Vino's through, Legend's through, and now Force is going to fancy his chances. Or just take it calm through the aces and wait for the DRS zone. Vino just a 3-second time penalty for good measure. Safwan Rai just also staying in touch with these guys, just 1.5 seconds off. If these guys trip over each other, he will smile. Vino pulling away. Can Force do something about John and Legend in front of him? He will have DRS, but so will John. And if Legend was close enough to Vino, he will also have DRS, so it's not going to help this time round. Meantime, Wes getting past Carterboy, or is he? Carterboy want to have a look at Staffy. Staying on the outside of the track, and here we have Wes on the inside. Carterboy will have the inside line, but Wes is brave on the brakes. Oh, Carterboy not able to do anything about it. At least not for now. But as you can see, close here. Not Sebastian, not that far ahead. There's Boinkies. So pretty much 10 to 15 feet still close. Anyone can do something about it. Oh, enforce another penalty. So it's Matt at the moment 25 seconds behind Carterboy. He's on fresh rubber. How long can he push that? And John and Legend still fighting. Vino out of sight pretty much. Force would want to clear these guys very quickly because he's losing time here, one feels. Another time penalty there for Jean. Should he force now? Because Legend got away a bit, so Jean might or might not have DRS. Jean taking to the inside. What can Force do? DRS will open now. Jean don't have DRS. Force gaining. Force going to dive to the inside. Chile will make it stick. Or will he? Jean is staying over. Oh, and Force now have to take a real corner cut. Oh no, now soft one. Roy is also in the mix. And there's not Maverick. Guys changing positions now furiously. And soft one. Oh, and now we got Boink is also in the mix. John diving into the pit. Boink is, no, not Sebastian, is actually also here. Boink is now looking at these two. Both with DRS. Soft one goes on the inside. So 3 soft one drivers tonight here. So let's just say Mackett, Boinkies and Sai, what? Yeah, let's stick to Rai. Rai, Mackett and Boinkies. Because all 3 of them are soft one. I can't really say soft one because, yeah, which one are you talking about? Looks like Rai and not Sebastian are leaving Boinkies behind a bit. Couple of close battles a moment in front. It's still it's now 16 seconds. The Mackett's still flying. Not Kimi 6.5 behind, behind RGDV, not Sebastian now looking on the inside. Rai still finds him. He's going to have inside line into the next corner. Going wheel to wheel into the corner. Rai will have the inside, be slightly in front. Better line, is he? No, not Sebastian goes on the inside. Oh, now Rai drives into not Sebastian. And Rai also loses a couple of places. Oh, and Rai retires. Rai retired. I think he might have made contact there and then decided to retire just as a good gesture, saying sorry. Just drove on board with not Sebastian when it happened. Didn't see exactly what happened there by Rai. Vino and Kimi, oh, these two have a history of going wheel to wheel. But Evan, that's going to be the best investment you'll ever make, trust me. Sorry about that background noise here, people, just a few toddlers going around. More or less, Devon, you can get cheaper versions, but then it's going to be smaller as well. And not Fernando also out. Just see if we can get him in here. Right, come on guys, just bear with me, Looks like he so desperately wanted to be in the comms box, he retired. No, well, even it's pretty much the same as a generator. It's the same type of power and so forth. Well, if you look at what the output is and what they can power, but inverter is a lot cleaner and there's less maintenance compared to a generator. Ooh, and GNG Pickle is battling with his Ferrari. Back in, just want to step out there. Yeah, Sarah, and that's how it happens. You know what? Where kids are, you know what you have to do, what you have to do. Your mum, so you understand that. Thank you. At least somebody's understanding, because I know some people like your staffies who's so bloody judgmental will have a lot to say about this. Mackett almost with a full pit stop advantage. 19.8 seconds. That's a massive gap. Vino and Kimi still going. Like I said, they have a history of going wheel to wheel, so ooh, Vino nicely kept together, but back in almost stepping out there. Devin, stop waving and freaking talk, but if you say your load shedding has been suspended, get your backside in here. And stop blaming your service provider. RZDV now 21 seconds, so Mackett really getting to the point where it's pretty much a safe pit stop. So he's almost got a full pit stop in his pocket. Matt still running in 13th place, not clawing his way back as quickly as we would have thought. Vino now surely will have DRS. Not Kimi took to the inside. Now he's going to go back on the outside. Surely Vino will have a momentum. Now it's like Vino slowing down. Not sure what this is about. Oh yeah, VSC, thank you very much. There we go. There's the answer. VSC again. So that is why Vino slowed down. It didn't go for the pass. Yeah, that's what happens when you get visitors while you do a stream. Have no control over that. But yeah, kids are kids. They need to play. Oh, not Kimi now slowing down. Drive-through penalty speeding under VSC. That's why he slowed down so much, because he knew he was pushing it. And Vino actually saw that, and Vino were gaining on him just as he dived into the pits. So not Kimi, is he good pitting, or is he actually going to serve that drive-through? No, he decided to bail and immediately serve that drive-through. But that releases Vino. Can Vino now chase after RZDV? Mack in meantime have pitted. Got the mediums on. So with that gap he had and the VSC, managed to come out ahead of Rob, still 8.8 seconds ahead. Mackie just controlling it pretty much. Force running in fifth at the moment. Just trying to catch up here with Legend. Springbok Gamer keeping Boinkies honest. Staffy not far behind him. And these guys are very close in the championship standings, not just constructors but also as drivers. So these two are pretty much fighting for those points. And now we lost Not Sebastian as well. Yeah, 15 out of 56 and already 4 retirements. Oh, there we go. There we go. Rob still Rob still joked about hitting the pit wall, while G&G Pickle just managed to do it. As he came into the pits, he drove flat into the pit wall. So that's the end of G&G Pickle as well. 14 drivers remaining, and that crash of course triggered another VSC. Legend still running solidly in fourth. So looking good for Merck at the moment. Still early days, but let's hope Merck can keep this up. Legend one stage were in doubt for this race thanks to Eskom, but yeah, so far so good. He's still in there. Evan, you hope, eh? I think that Ferrari is more solid than what you think, but yeah, it just sums up Ferrari's season. Come, Vino, man. Vino. Oh, yeah, do it again. Sorry, Vino. Devin, I'm still waiting for you, bud. No, Mackett even, yeah, but RJDV's got worn soft, so Mackett on those fresh mediums will actually pull away. Just as you see some gaps opening up, there's either a safety car or a VSC, but one of the gaps still. Well, one of the battles is still Staff in Springbok Game, and then we also have Boinkies and Maverick. Yeah, Devin, you said it. So because it's so slow, it didn't make a full impact. So the driver, of course, will be all right. Okay, clearly not Fernando, not in the mood for comms tonight. Not sure if he does feel like it or it's because of retirement, what happened. But as it is, both Alphas are out. No points for Alpha, other than obviously the points for having two cars in the grid. And we're seeing actually a different winner tonight. Of course, I don't want to do the whole commentator's curse. Still early days, but if it stays like it is, we will have a different winner. That will be our third different winner. No, fourth. Winner so far is Matt, not Sebastian. Of course, Nismax last week, and it can be Mackett tonight if it stays like this. And he sure have the potential to do it. Of course, Mackett have done it in different leagues before. Straffy still just hanging on to Springbok Gamer. Now Jean, of course, chasing down West as well. That's to close his gaps, and even now Force managed to close down the gap to Legend. Staffy diving into the pit. Force now still here with Legend. We're now getting closer and closer to RJDV. Should Vino catch up and he gets past RJDV, I wonder if he will have the pace to go after Mackett. Not Sebastian, obviously already out, leaving the session. Staffy now obviously coming out of a pit under pressure here from Wes and Jean. Meantime, Force getting closer to Legend still. Jean will have DRS surely. Can go on the inside on Wes. Wes going to come back at him. No, and that's actually Jean through. Wes just, calmly letting through. Not going to fight him too hard. Now Jean want to try to push off the Staff, but Staff actually closed, opened up a gap, so it's no DRS for Jean now. If Wes can stay in touch, he will have DRS next time round. RJDVF pitted, so Vino is now in second. Legend 8.6 seconds adrift from him, but under pressure there from Force. Pickle me this, pickle me that. I put a Ferrari in a hat. Force going on the inside. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. Forcing to third. Does he have a pace to chase down Vino? That's the other question. Is Vino really racy tonight? The pits as well. Basically stopping on the very next lap from his teammate. Matter running in 7th, but only a few more laps remaining on both sides, then he will have to stop again. Devin, waar is jy nou weer, man? Come, Devin. Legend now coming out in front of these guys. These guys, of course, Springbok Game and Wes, so Vega immediately gonna put him under pressure. But Legend's also there with Jean. So all of a sudden, a four-way battle there for 9th. Of course, that's one thing about you pitting. Where do you rejoin? Just from that shot you can see how close those four cars are from each other. Legend naturally will have DRS. Jean first on the inside, then go dive to the outside. But Legend not with enough momentum this time round. But at the same time we'll also have to watch what's happening behind him. But a bit of a gap to Wes. Wes have his mirrors full of the other McLaren. Of course, a lot of penalties that also need to be taken into account after the race. And I don't recall a lot there from Mackett. So still everything falling into Mackett's favour. Gaps are opening up more and more in front, so it's pretty much here. Wes now into the pit, so that will promote Springbok Gamer. Okay, no problem, thanks Audrey. But in the meantime we will give him just, a hard time for the fun of it. That's if he doesn't ignore us flat. Springbok Gamer now chasing down his teammate because Legend did manage to pass Jean. Legend now already out of DRS range way from Jean. So two McLaren boys pretty much now fighting each other. Closest gap at the moment is now Carterboy and Wes, but that's obviously because of the pit stop and where Wes has joined. Thank you for that. We got the blessing from the missus, so we will give him our time just for the fun of it. Will do, thank you. Gap in front still opening up, and needless to say, Mackett again got a pit stop pretty much in his pocket. Force falling back to Vino as well. Not sure what is the maximum laps you can put on those mediums. Because if Vino can stretch this and still get away from Foss, it actually makes it more brings it back into his favour for that second place. Okay, Windsay, as ons mense is, wat is jy? Staffy closing down Boinkies. You will have DRS in the next DRS zone. There we go, just to see how close that is. It's a good thing it's Chen and not Chan. Imagine, I think Windsay would have pretended to be a real Jackie Chan, Kung Fu style. Windsay, you happened. You were not here to keep them all sane. So yeah, nicely said for Safwan Esports team. It is quite possible for RZDV, you just need to make sure he stays in range. Force is still falling back further to Vino. RZDV is on the fresher rubber and the better rubber. He can still get back at Force and hopefully push the stint, get some sort of a gap open and be there in the end. That's still also possible. So don't write out RZDV yet. Springbok Gamer now also in the RS range from his teammate. Staffy falling back to Boinkies now. Boinkies managing to open up a gap somewhat. Just as we say that, when Staffy actually comes back at Boinkies, so it's also depending on which section of a track, because some of the guys are more confident than others in certain sectors, especially those S's. Not everybody is so comfortable in the S's, and there we go, another DNF. Carterboy 45 retired, so both Ferraris done and dusted, out of race. Sayonara Ferraris. Down to 13 drivers from 19. Staffy still staying there with Boinkies, and this is pretty much the closest gap at the moment. Springbok Gamer managed to overtake John, now opening up a little bit of a gap. So we've got both Merc, sorry. And we've got both Red Bulls, and we've got both Renaults, and both McLarens, and both Haas. So that's pretty much the teams that still got two cars in the race. Of course, technically speaking, we've got both Alpha Tauris as well, because Vino is actually Alpha Tauri. It's just with him joining late, he didn't have the opportunity to choose his car. But all these points will count towards Alpha Tauri's team. And there we go, Mackett have officially a full pit stop and a few more seconds in his pocket. Because in the fresher rubber, so he can go further. So Foss and Vino would be start thinking about stopping, which will be in the very close future. RZDV managed to close that gap, so RZDV now 1.5 seconds behind Foss. Oh, there we go.
Everyone.
I sent an invite. I've been begging and whatever. I mean, I sent an invite after the guy retired, and all of a sudden, both of them graced me with a presence. Mr. Not Fernando and Mr. Ali's, welcome. It's about time.
Good evening, everybody.
So
How
there
you
we
guys
have
doing?
it. There's the rest of the crazy commentary team, so we basically full for the rest of the race.
What did I miss?
No more Ferrari, so sayonara Ferrari.
Evening, everybody.
Hi, John.
So, no Ferraris, no Alphas.
Yeah, so it's up to the Haas boys to wave a Ferrari flag.
I was just about to ask, is there still a Ferrari-powered motor
Yeah,
in
just
this
Haas.
race?
Haas.
The Haas is the official Ferrari representative going forward. So that's that. Yeah, that's the state of Ferrari right now.
I hope they do a little chuckle.
I
Like
guess it
Kimi did last
happened because of the Monza race that's coming up.
Yeah,
Mac
this
at
weekend
Leeds,
is Monza,
and
he's
yeah,
leading
he
comfortably.
leads by quite a distance.
Comfortably,
he's
that's a
got
pit stop in a bit.
He's got a pit stop in
Kimi
his pocket.
retired.
Fourth and third. On
Kimi also
seconds
retired,
adrift of Vino.
Force just took a little bit of time out of Vino, and RGDV hovering around the DRS range now to Force.
Another DNF. So if Red Bull does get points, it's going to be courtesy of...
Oh, there we go.
the
Down
reserve
to
driver.
12 drivers. Second retirement in
Jesus.
2 weeks for not Kimi.
No, he didn't even start last week.
Oh, okay, never mind retire, so he didn't start.
He didn't start last week.
Where it's going around in 12th place, he just got another penalty. The penalty's coming in thick and fast. It's
There we go,
gonna be a
Staffy
difficult one
again
to work out at
trying
the
his
end.
luck with Boinkies and RGDV as well. RGDV is
Is it
well and truly in
that
DRS. How long can
Is
Force
this-
make those mediums last?
Is this track that difficult though?
It's a terrible track. But you know what, if you can get the rhythm, it's rewarding.
My incident was just that my tyres seriously overheated after the one safety car when I got going again. And then, yeah, it was a couple of spins and a couple of donuts, and then in the final corner, yeah, I didn't make the corner. But,
Yeah, true that.
Even
Well
Vino
spotted.
there.
That is very rare because Boinkies are not really known for penalties. That is why some people call Boinkies squinkies. RGDV still trying Staffy also. It's a bit difficult to ride on because both of them are very close.
Ooh, Rob's
Rob.
making the move.
Rob is bouncing and it's going on the outside and he pulls it off. Rob is through. Now he just need to pull away because podium is in reach for him. Staffy now falling back a little bit to Boinkies. Now the thing is
those are the
for
positions Renault finished in last week. 4th and 5th.
now RGDV just need to keep Force at bay.
See what else is happening over here.
Definitely not far down the road. Thinking the
Boinkies,
same thing.
Keeping with Rob though. Not letting Rob
For
go.
now, it also depends on the section of a track because some of the guys are faster in some sectors and some guys are faster in other sectors.
Some guys are just really able to attack those aces, and others, you know, they're taking it easy. You can catch up to people in the aces, and then they leave you on other parts of the track.
How did you find this S's?
I was okay until I got wing damage, and then I had some off-track time, and then the tires got dirty and overheated, and yeah, that was just the
Jean
last
in
two
the
laps from
pits.
Pal. I also did a jump start because yeah, my car did something really weird.
Yeah, but I think Pickle triggered that whole jump start scenario because a couple of guys actually just pulled away.
No, my
Unless Pickle got caught out by someone and responded to that person.
you know when you put your throttle down and obviously the car revs. So I put my throttle down and the car made no sound. It didn't rev. So I was like, oh no, don't tell me I don't have sound. And I released my steering wheel, and in doing so I released the pedal and the car went forward, and I was like, what?
Oh,
Yeah, no.
one of those
Yeah, no, that was all
freak
me.
issues.
That wasn't me looking at somebody else, or that was
Technology failing you.
I think I started the.
Okay.
If anyone else jump started, I think I started it because, yeah.
Yeah, Pickle got a drive-through for a jump start.
Wasn't even on 5 lights.
No, I will
Venus
still
is in the
say,
pits.
as always, watch for the lights. We were watching the lights, and boom, here comes a few guys. And Pickle just decided, you know what, I've got the drive-through. Let me just continue. And then at a moment, Vino now obviously on fresh mediums.
Could those mediums go to the end?
Well, Matt has
Quite
done 20
possibly.
laps on softs. That's the longest
Oh, wow.
stint on soft tyres we saw tonight.
I was doing
but-
some testing earlier on the mediums, and can expect about 2% a lap.
Force is now more than 2 seconds behind RGDV, so those tyres are really starting to get to the end of its life.
Steph still trying to get past Boinkies, I see.
but not easy. Even if
Closing
he's on
up
the
every
softer
time.
tyre. But
You should actually make that
Boinkies,
tyre work for him.
but Boinkies only done 2 laps more, so Boinkies will go longer than Steph.
Can use that as a bit of an estimate, because in testing these tires were about 2% a lap. So what's the oldest set of medium on the track there? Force 25 lap
Force.
old mediums. They're about 50% old.
And Matt is the oldest on the softs.
If his data is anything like mine, then those tires will be pretty done. So he's still going relatively quickly considering.
Now Vino will fancy go with Matt. And the brand new mediums versus those old softs. And he will have DRS. There we go, pops up now. Matt stays on the outside. He's not going to fight him too hard, but Vino not gaining too much. Just running out of room here. So he's going to have to stay close to him through the S's of his whole first sector, and then on that back straight get DRS there and then make it count, because that's a lot longer straight. So the
But Matt,
momentum
is
there
that-
will be better.
His battle didn't look like he had better traction out of the corner than what Vino had. From the angle I saw.
But it's also, I mean, can be the different compound of the tyres as well. You never know. Here we go. Surely now, yeah, Vino's close enough, so he will have DRS. Come around first corner now, and then just approaching the DRS zone, and then it will pop open.
Steph is very close to Boinkies at the moment.
Just have a look here. The rear wing going open now. Can Vino do it this time? He pops it into reach. Get that
Start
extra
getting that
boost.
inside.
Across there,
Mad
clever.
defense on the inside. It's the first forward about saying outside, then came inside. Still not.
Pretty good defense. Fantastic defense there. It's going to be frustrating for the Racing Point.
Yes.
So he wants to get by and utilize those fresh mediums.
What can Staffy
And
do?
he's,
Boinky's fending on the inside, but Staffy too far back still.
Spending time locking up behind a Renault wasn't his plan. Wants to get by.
Was also, as much as you see on the graphics or the statistics, that this Renault must dive into the pits. It's actually not going to dive into the pits anytime soon. So Venus going to
he's
have
out
to
there.
push because he don't want to be holed up here too long. Because it's
Surely
ultimately
now.
a podium begging.
That
Matt
goes
fighting
on the inside defensive, and
Can a Racing Point take it? No, not yet.
nicely done though. That was really close, and
But
no
nice wheel to
contact.
wheel, keeping it clean, allowing each other enough space.
Ooh, and Matt picks up a 3-second time penalty there through the S's. So obviously just got a little bit too much of the curb. We went. I'm sure everybody's got penalties. I can try and have a look at that
Here
for
we
you.
go, if you don't mind, but there's a lot. So Vino now, can he do with this time with DRS? DRS wide open. Let's look here with Matt. Vino's
Ooh,
going to
he's
dive
diving
into
on
the
the
inside.
Ooh,
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
squeezes Matt.
Matt runs wide.
Okay, so first and second have 3 seconds apiece.
Vino's going to have a look on the
Matt-
inside, and he actually pulls it off.
What a brilliant move though.
Made it tough for Matt. Matt had to keep wide to make sure there's no contact, but still nothing wrong with that. Good clean racing between these two. Good, hard, but fair. Oh, but Matt still stays out. 22 laps and he's continuing on those softs. Wow.
Force has 12 seconds. Vino 6.
And
Matt
boys,
with 3.
if you see there, it pretty much come to the point where Mackett now almost got 2 pit stops in his pocket.
Maverick 3. Boinky's 3. Basically everybody's got. Staffy's got 6.
And Staffy's passed Boinkies. But easy because Boinkies going to come back at him. Ran a little bit wide. And obviously Boinkies this time will have a DRS.
Legend with 9. Springbok Gamer with 12. Leslie also with 12. Oh wow.
You know what? If Williams in real life could perform like Wes Williams tonight, it would have been a different ball game for Merc in real life. And we all know, of course, Williams got Merc engines in as well.
Quick question: who is Ray? What is that? Ray 2909.
Yeah, so it's also one of the Safwan drivers. He asked if he can race tonight last minute. I think he and Not Sebastian had a bit of a squabble. Then there was contact,
okay.
which
Yeah, not
Sebastian.
Yeah,
Not Sebastian went spinning, and then Safwan Rai immediately retires. I think it was more like an apology for making the contact. Yeah, but it happens. It's all part of racing. But yeah, we had 3 Safwan races here tonight. Of course, Mackett and Boinky, who's part of the TNB League, also representing Safwan esports team. And Rai is also one of the drivers in that team. Of course, Safwan esports team, they have a few drivers. Oh, there we go. Thank you for confirming. I was wondering what happened because Mackett actually asked for an invite and I never saw the guy pitch up. Thank you for that. Rai 2909 is actually Noir Raider. Knowing better as Noir Raider, of course, from commentary in a different league. So, thanks for that. If I knew that, we could have just said Noir Raider. But anyway, Rai 2909, that is Noir Raider.
See, Legend's also looking very interested in Boinkies currently.
Yeah. But Legend having one of his better races tonight. At one stage also running in the top 4. And he's still in there. More than half distance already. He's still in the race. Some of his fans already commented about that earlier.
But imagine a scenario where a Mercedes rather, is trying to chase down a Williams unsuccessfully.
No.
That would be funny.
Maybe in the future once again.
And Legend is past Boinkies.
Oh, made it look very easy though, on the straight.
Now can Legend chase down Staffy?
Matter in the pits for a fresh offer. Ooh.
Yeah, well, he really
Let's see
stretched
what's
those
he going to
softs.
put with them.
Mediums.
Mediums going on here.
No, he's
softs
going to
again.
go softs again.
Oh wow. What did he start with? Mediums?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Not Maverick in front of him. Here we go, Legend and Matt fighting. Legend really racy tonight. But Matt will have a better tyre, of course, fresh softs. And he use it and he's getting away now from Legend. Boinky's more than a second behind Legend.
Force still holding on to that third place for now, but
30 laps on those mediums.
penalties are going to play a part.
But Vino's closing even more. Vino's has got the fresher mediums and he's getting closer to Force.
Staffy already doing 3 stops.
But I'm not going to call this one because those penalties, and there's a lot of them, those penalties still need to come into play.
There's a lot of penalties. I mean,
And
not
Force
Kimi,
finally
who's
decided
not,
to put. Force is
not
in.
Not Kimi, who's already retired. He actually had the most penalties. He
Oh, wow.
he had 21 seconds.
Not Kimi.
So,
How in the name? Oh, from a jump start
Yeah.
and a drive-through and a whatnot.
No,
Yeah,
that was just
the
that was
drive-through
all the,
was safe. This is the penalties that he wasn't served
that
to.
that was just all the 3 seconds.
Yes.
I
Oh,
haven't
wow.
counted the rest because some of them get served in the pit stop. So I don't
Because
count
for 5 seconds you drew a drive-through, it's cleared, so the others remain. So I
Yeah.
think Kimi's problem was for jet fuel tonight.
that. Old Charles.
Yeah, Charles, I think
Not Leclerc. Not Leclerc.
No,
the other
we
Charles.
talk about Kimi's trusty old race engineer, Mr. Charles Glass.
Oh, yes. So Mackett continues to lead, that gap continues to grow. We were talking about having a pit stop in his pocket. Now
No,
he's
it's
almost
two.
got 2.
He can have
Oh,
those
wow.
Williams. He
Oh,
can give
wow.
those Williams. He can give those Williams boys some pit stop practice if he wants.
46 seconds. I'm sure he wishes he had been in the championship earlier. Driving like this, these sort of victories will have been a definite contender.
And of course, Matt's closest rivals in the championship both retires tonight. Now, of course, 2 of them. Well, actually, last week Matt couldn't make the race, so did one of his contenders. Well, his rivals in the championship. And another issue we mentioned earlier didn't even pitch, so no points change after last week. And now tonight, both 2 of them retired and Matt's back. So, although it's not a win as you always see with Matt, it's still a good result for Matt. He still gets points and his rivals don't.
Want to see a potential interesting battle. Look at the 2 Renaults. Currently
Yep.
5th and 6th, Force ahead of
Yeah,
Matt.
and Matt
on
is
exactly
chasing
the
him
same
down.
strategy.
And Matt's got
Same.
fastest lap.
Same tyres. Matt's tyres are 1 lap old. And Force just got those tyres. So both of them on a fresh set of softs.
It's going to be interesting watching these 2.
That should be equal
It's no
footing.
close
Interesting, we
battles
had a safety car right in the beginning from an incident in turn 1, I believe. And then we haven't really had another safety car, have we? We've only had
Just
Virtual.
VSC. Just VSC.
Yeah.
So obviously, if everyone's still on the lead lap here,
Already we put
if
it.
if there's
He's on a
safety
fresh
car,
set of
could-
mediums, so he should be
Safety
sorted
car.
till the end.
Safety car could really close this up.
Vina now 51 seconds behind Mackett, so there we go. There's 2 pit stops.
I don't even know how you get to 51 seconds.
Mackett has absolutely been flying from the word go. It was only when Pickle came past him due to that jump start, but then once Pickle spun and Mackett came past, Mackett's been in the lead ever since. Even when he came out of the pit, he rejoined in first place.
It reminds me, a few weeks ago, you saw the Mercedes 1-2 with Max Verstappen, the others were all, a lap plus a lap. Was it a few weeks ago? Wait, what race was that?
Are you talking about Hungary?
Yes, exactly.
The only
Plus
car,
one, plus
the
one,
only
plus
non-Merc,
one. Oh, my word.
the only non-Merc car that wasn't lapped was Max.
Matter looking very close to Force once
Mackett
again to his
Mackett now
teammate.
lapping
see.
Staffy.
It's 9 tenths of a second separating those 2 Renaults. 8 tenths.
Cap's getting closer.
After the
7.
S's, 7 tenths. So it's going to be close. Obviously now Matt's going to get DRS from his teammate up the road here. It's going to be interesting if he's going to defend or just...
Oh, and Matt gets a penalty just for good measure.
He ran wide though. I mean, a few years ago you saw, was it last year that you saw, last year the year before that you saw Sebastian Vettel break his suspension over that curve?
Yeah, but what's weird about the game in penalties, you run wide, you take a longer line and when you get penalized, and yet when you cut the corner you don't get penalized. And one corner that comes to mind is Hockenheim, the very first corner.
It's actually something that's in the in the MotoGP game, and it's not new. It's been in the MotoGP game for a long time. If you cut the track while you're racing, yeah, you get a penalty. But if you go off circuit, whether you're cutting a corner, whether you're running wide, so long as you make sure you slow yourself down enough not to gain time, when you regain the tarmac, you don't get a penalty.
Matt now really close. He's
Ooh,
already
very
got purple
close.
sectors. What can he do?
2 tenths of a second, nothing in it. Is he going to go for it here into turn 1, or is he going to wait for the back straight?
RGDV right in
Not
front,
yet.
so Visturena's going to put this Merc under pressure as well. And
But he's
RGDV not
losing a lot
that
of
far
time,
from
though.
Maverick, so all of a sudden both Renaults looking for podiums. Well,
But
it's going to be a
Matt is
fight
losing a
for
lot of time.
them for the last place, because they're going to have to really push to get to Vino.
Matt wasn't sounding too happy earlier on in this race. I was in the party chat with him and he was like, oh, look at this, I'm in last place.
Oh, Matt, another
So,
penalty.
Isn't he too worried too much about
He's
the penalties?
really pushing. He's
because,
really pushing this.
teammate in front of him's also got his fair share. Needs to,
Matt will have
to
the
get
arrest, but
by.
so will Force and so will RJDV, so you're not going to see real changes here. But I think not Maverick is feeling this. He's got the whole train behind him.
Oh, he's harvesting EOS like a mad
RJDV is going to
there.
try to look on the inside. No, thought better of it. Versus your closest battle, four-way fight for third place.
Oh, fourth at the sorry. You're right, fourth, third,
No,
sorry.
all of them are fighting for third place, that final podium. And while they're fighting, this is Vino's chance to pull a bigger gap, which he's been
He should
doing.
get away, yes.
Because Renault will have to get past here, past both cars, and then push after Vino if they want a double podium.
Yeah, Matt looks like Matt is looking for a spot past his
He's
teammate. but
definitely
his
the
teammate
faster car at the moment, but he's not getting past his teammate.
No team orders at Renault tonight.
Ooh, they're getting very, very close.
Vino no penalty. But yeah, now it's the Aces, of course. Not all of them are that confident. But as I say, that RGDV gained there on not Maverick. But he pulled the Renaults through as well.
So you've really got to feel for the two in the middle here. That had someone on your gearbox for the past couple of laps, and you're trying to get past. This is tough. Maverick doing a good job. He's going to have all sorts
Very
of colourful things in the mirrors.
He's making it Renault. He's making it that.
What can RGDV
Red
now?
Bull very
RGDV
wide.
keep gaining. RGDV is going to go on the outside. RGDV is through. RGDV is through.
So you have
Oh,
him
easy.
here.
But
No,
Maverick tried to come
not
back
yet.
at him, but no, here we go. RGDV is through. Now it's those two hungry Renaults. And we've got a yellow flag.
Ooh,
Yellow
Steph
flag,
losing
Safi.
places.
was locking up a little bit around the outside, almost going into
Can
the back of the
RGDV
Red Bull.
use this to his advantage just to get some sort of a gap?
Matt getting really close now.
Because once these two Renaults are past him, he's going to be tickets.
Ooh,
Oh, there we
That's
go.
wide.
Force
Comes
Yes.
back on track.
ahead of Matt.
Ooh.
Oh, now he's going to go to the wall.
That was
Yeah,
that was lucky. That could have ended.
that could have ended up in tears. He could have crashed into that wall, but as a result, he had to get over throttle to keep control of the car, and that allowed Matt through.
Just make
Wonder
sure
if that's
be
not if
careful
that
here
wasn't
on the
engineered.
be careful here on the
Yeah,
be careful
teammate,
here
eh?
on the restart. The tires might have.
And Matt's going to
Oh,
have a
a bit
look on the
hot there on that
inside. Oh, well, he thought better of it. That would have been a very brave move, right in the aces.
Also, DV has gotten up the road now from that Red Bull, so the Red Bull was obviously holding him up.
Matt around the outside. No, thinks better of it. Thinking of a cutback. Nope.
I'm just getting terrible camera angles.
I'm getting lovely camera angles. Steph into the pits, Wes into the pits. And Matt is past, not Maverick. Made it look
Yeah,
easy.
and
in
Matt
the
is
end.
going to go now after RJDV.
Now Maverick's got another Renault behind him. Is he going to be able to defend from force? Or is he just going to lose another position? He was leading that trio.
16 laps to go, yeah.
But Matt is now getting away here from Maverick. Maverick
Ooh,
coming
and he
into the
jumps.
pits.
Yeah, he jumps into the pits.
That releases force, but His teammate is, well, Matt is gaining on RGDV. Matt is having a real sniff for that third place. Of course, 16 laps to go after this. And he's done the maximum number of laps on this soft, so he can take it to the end.
Maverick goes on to another set of mediums. He'll be, he comes up behind Boinkies and Legend, so he's lost 2 positions.
But just keep in mind those penalties, it must be mentioned again.
Let me just I haven't let's check. Let's check.
Mackett actually stopped. Mackett went for a fresh set of soft.
I've read through the penalties, and it was a while ago. And when I read them, most of the drivers ranged between.
Here we go, RGDV going to be inside, Mackett going to go on the outside. Oh, Mackett, sorry. Matt going to be outside, then inside, Matt, and he make it stick. Matt is through into third.
So Rob's got the 3 second. He's got 3
I think
seconds.
Rob has got a lot less penalties than Matt. So if Rob can just stay close to Matt, if Rob can stay close to Matt, Rob can actually still take this third place.
Well, Matt has got 9 seconds. I just checked. I just looked at Rob's, and Rob's only got 3.
So that gives you 6 seconds. So
yeah.
Rob need to make sure that the gap don't go bigger than 6 seconds.
Do I mention the potential battle coming up on our screen?
Yeah, with Foss way behind Rob.
This battle started this morning. And luckily, I didn't read enough about it.
Force dive bomb. Oh, what does I dive bomb? But in the end, not so too much of a dive bomb. But he did go late and went wide out of the corner, coming side by side, coming into the S's.
Whoa!
Oh wow, that's brave stuff to try to fight each other. There coming to the S's.
Great.
But like you say, this battle started very early and Force get another time penalty for good measure.
Is his
got
car
18
okay?
seconds.
Yes,
I think he's got 18.
okay.
I think he's got 18 seconds worth of penalties now.
It's got a weird angle, and it looked like he had an end plate missing, but nope, there's nothing wrong with that wing. It's lost a bit of time there, but he's going to come back at that Merc. It's not
Wes
finished.
on Jean. So Wes has got a run off on Jean coming up the start finish straight, and he makes it look very easy.
Wes, here we
After
go.
turn
Just
one.
cutting back here. Wes is coming. Wes is through.
But Force just got through on
There
Rob
you go.
as well.
RGDV, yeah.
This got him up
And
the
Mackett gets a
inside
time
there.
penalty.
It's a clean move.
Rob,
Renault's
all
up
Rob
into
should
third
do,
and fourth.
all Rob
Pickle
should
me
do is
this,
just stay.
pickle me that. You're a crazy cat.
Rob should just stay within 6 seconds.
Yes, you just need
Of
to stay in
matter.
touch.
No, 9 seconds of matter.
No, but
That's
he
it,
needs to
just
stay in
one.
touch with both of his Renaults because both of them got more penalties than him.
Yeah,
But he must just be
Force-
careful of that gap to Matter because Matter is 6 seconds. Oh,
No,
and
9
a bit
seconds.
and a bit
There's
of a
9
twitch
seconds
there on the Merc.
So Force has got 18 seconds worth of penalties. Matter's got 12 seconds worth
Yeah, I
of
was
penalties.
just about to say, it should be 12 now, there's another 3.
Yeah,
And
so
Rob's still
all-
on 3, so Rob can
all Rob
actually
should-
have a 9-second gap. He must just have less than 9 seconds to Matter.
Exactly.
Legend into the pit. Surely we'll go for, yeah, there we go. A set of softs with only 14 laps to go after this. RGDV still in range. He must just make sure he keeps it like that. He is on the medium, but a bit of a slower tyre. But he surely will have a better tyre at the end because the mediums can go so much further. Meantime, gap in front, 40 seconds again. After Mackett got that fresh set of softs. It must also be said that Vino also carries a few penalties.
Venus is not that as extensive as some.
Ooh, Springbok came over with another one. Staffy one stage running in the top 6, now all the way down to 12. And Boinkies close
Rob
to
ju-
Legend.
Rob just falling a little bit way on both Force and Matter,
Yeah,
the gap is about what 2.
4.7, 4.7
yeah.
to Matt.
You should just make sure that it stays under 9. Then you will have third.
Well, 12 laps to go. Just a couple of tenths maybe per lap, but not too much.
And just keep it clean.
Just keep it clean. Just keep focusing. Don't worry about catching them and in the process lose time. Just stay in touch with him. I think Force actually want to get to his teammate and want to have a go at his teammate again.
Which I think is a little bit silly, because even if you do catch your teammate, you need to make up 6 seconds on your teammate in order to actually keep your position.
Legend not getting away from Boinkies after it looked like Boinkies might be catching him. Staffy having a lonely race now after he had some excitement in the early stages. Just shows you how quick this can change around. No real gaps anyway, because also Boinky is falling back to Legend. Both of them are on a fresh set of softs, as well as Springbok Gamer. Waits as well, but yeah, no real battle at the moment.
Let's go see if my tap is still fine. The water's out of the tap.
Well, gap between Rob and Matt is now actually over 6 seconds. Rob unfortunately falling back at a rapid rate.
I wonder if you didn't take too much out of those tires. Well,
It's only
battling
8
with
laps.
the...
It will, look, the mediums tend to come back at you.
Yeah. 11 laps to go. Matt still leads 44 seconds. 45 seconds over Vino. Vino seems to be falling back. Again?
He's definitely falling back to Mackett. Mackett's got those fresh soft tires. Oh, and already V, come on. Nope, he's still falling further back. It's now 7 seconds. Yellow flag, and looks like it's Staffy again. Yep, Staffy had a bit of a moment there. He's off track.
Ooh, Mackett into the pits. Oh, but I suppose...
Okay, he's got more than enough time.
Yeah, I suppose they can
He
add...
could have stayed on.
they
He
can
could have
add
stayed
a-
on those softs unless he doesn't like this the set of softs and he rather fancy the mediums to the end. No, he's actually going to go for another set of softs.
Going for that fastest lap, I suppose. But
I
mean,
think that might be the case, yeah, because only with 6 laps done on those softs, he decided to do another lap. And maybe he wants the fastest lap as well, because that's another 2 points. You already got the pole, so that's 6 points. This will be another 2 if you get it. It's 8. For the race win 30, that's 38 points.
quick question. There's
No, I don't have a driver of the day yet, but yeah, that can be an extra 5 points if you do get it.
No, not even that. There's no extra points for being on pole, winning the race, and setting the fastest lap, is there?
No, just bragging rights.
Ah, okay. No triple pole, triple threat or anything like
Matt now,
that. Triple crown. There we
Matt
go.
10
There's the word I'm
seconds
looking
behind Vino, 2.5 ahead of Force.
for. Nothing close. West
No.
is the closest to Springbok Gamer. That's
That's it.
about it.
10 laps to go after this, so really into this last part of this race.
love for this to be the case on Sunday, and just match last week's performance and improve it by a position. Get a Renault up on the podium.
But didn't Cyril say that if they do get a pole, you will get a tattoo?
I heard something like that, yeah. Daniel and Cyril's got some sort of deal they made.
Not a podium, not a pole.
Just was a podium, yeah, podium.
But you know what? On the sort of pace Renault has, it's going to be interesting come Saturday because there's going to be no party mode. It'll be the first time we're going to see what this means. Does it mean Merc gets further up the road? Does it close the gap?
Don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
I don't know. We'll see when we get to qualifying.
George was saying that
Matt getting closer to Vino little by little.
He believes that the banning of the party mode actually benefits Mercedes over race pace.
Yeah.
Because because obviously the wear that you put on the engine by having party mode in qualifying, saving that actually gives you the opportunity to turn up the engine power for longer during the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rob unfortunately is out of that range, so Matt's looking more and more likely to be the one to finish in third place.
Yeah.
Obviously,
there we go. Mac at fastest lap.
Just remind anyone who's watching that this list may mean nothing. When these guys come over the line, these penalties are going to be
That's
insane.
it. We need to wait for that.
So you're going to see a lot of guys changing positions. Anyone who's relatively close, and really there's guys more than 15 seconds. So
and not do
even those big gaps aren't safe.
Not like my co-commentator last week on his own, basically cut off end results after the penalties kicked in.
Yeah,
he was so eager to get the top 3 into the comms box, he forgot to wrap up properly with the final race results after penalties.
Yeah, that was close. I got like 4. There was like literally 4 frames. I was sitting on YouTube on pause and I was like moving this thing along. Yeah, and it was on screen for about 2 or 3 seconds and then it was gone. It was a blue screen, and when the blue screen disappeared, it was showing the lobby. The results were gone. So
to make things interesting.
That was not interesting. That was just stupid.
Yeah, we almost lost the race results. We almost lost the race results. But 9 people watching. I don't know how many of those are drivers. If you're not a driver, just leave us a comment. Let us know you're here. See, I haven't been looking at the. I haven't been looking at.
Thank you, Audria. Thank you. That sounds like something Dev would do. Not even surprised.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I didn't know you had a spectator here.
I think she's just trying to bust my balls tonight.
No, but it's good. And Mrs. Alice, if we ever give you a hard time, please, you know where to find me on PSN. When he comes for the 9 hour, I'll even the score on your behalf.
You're always welcome on a Friday night. Come and listen to this clown.
She's usually
nice
busy.
Nice job by Vino. Macadash dominated the race,
yes.
But Vino
Matt's
strong there in
still
second, having a good race
Vino.
But that
Racing
gap's actually
Point.
increased again. It was 29 seconds a lap or 2 ago.
Racing Point currently last in the constructors, so they need a performance like this.
No, but
Something to
Vino's
just,
points are not going to Racing Point. He is an AlphaTauri man.
Ooh,
So he's in the wrong car.
Yeah, because he joined
Staff will be
late,
happy.
so he couldn't choose. So that is still full points, basically. Well, not full points, but yeah, for AlphaTauri. So it's no
That's
points for
AlphaTauri.
Racing Points tonight.
Good day
Who's-
for AlphaTauri.
Who is Gav's teammate?
80.
Ah, there we go.
So yeah, Devin, just make sure, I'm not sure if you're still listening, but Mrs. Alice, thank you for joining and making it fun. Be part of a comment section there. Now this is the third wife basically that joined and, you know, actively participated in the chat. Now imagine having Mrs. Nismax, Mrs. Judge and Mrs. Alice in the chat the same night. They are much better supporters than you guys when you're not racing.
Oh no, that's true though. That much is true.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there we go. No,
But,
Devin, just like what you
Seven
said, she just confirmed that she's watching her own YouTube. They're just taking a break, so yeah, she's here to annoy you. I don't blame her.
The only
Matt-
problem is
Matt's still
she
gaining.
teaches as much as it takes though, so
6
Yeah.
laps to go. Can Venus hold on to it because Matt is coming for him? Gap still dropping. RZDV still falling back.
do you think 6 laps is enough time for Matt to get past Vino?
It's more than a second a lap. That's a bit of a
Gap
tough ask.
gap
It's a
is
bit of a tall ask,
7.1 seconds.
But also he's got 12 seconds
Have a
worth
look
of penalties.
What is the tyre situation? Let's have a look.
But what's the penalty difference between Vino and Matt?
Didn't Vino have like something like 6 seconds? I'll just check.
Then Vino should be safe because that's still then, because Matt's got 12, he's got 6, then it's a 6-second gap.
Exactly. Nah, Vino's only got 6 seconds. So that's
Rob
Yeah, so
Marchand.
if you look at the 7, so Vino's still got a
RZDV.
13, so Vino 6 plus that's, well 7 plus that's 6, so Vino's got a 13-second gap basically at the moment.
RZDV might find himself quite high up because I think he's got 3 seconds.
no, but he will fall into 4th though. 4th will fall down. 4th has got like 18 seconds last time I checked. Let's see, 3, 6,
I'll have a
9,
look for you, yeah.
12, 15, 18. Yeah, 18 seconds worth of penalties for Force. Rob's got.
Legend then a solid 7th,
Matt's got 9.
so then Devon can't count,
Wait, hold on.
because Devon counted 12.
Let me
3,
see.
6, 9. Oh yeah, I counted wrong. I counted something twice.
Oh.
This guy's a scientist.
Mrs. Alice,
I got
Okay.
educated in Benoni and you're a
Mevrouw
scientist.
Alice, jy het my
En I counted
innige
to
sympathie.
9. I know my 3 times table. Just saying. Vino in second. Mac, it's still increasing that gap. Even at
So
the end
Devon-
of the race, 4 laps to go. See
Devon,
a favourite.
Mrs. Alice
Yeah,
has
man.
my sincere sympathy.
I'm just gonna laugh at you. I will just laugh at you. So I know what you're referring to.
Okay, wait, how did Staffy type in the race?
Staff, he probably
paused.
put it on pause, yeah.
That's when you know you're feeling confident about a race. You're just like, yeah, go for it.
Can't go any more wrong than what he's done so far.
Go for it, 41% AI. You're the best. Probably I could pause the game on Monaco, and I think that 41 AI would go around quicker than me. So
Oh, yikes. That's real confidence for you. Gosh,
that's actually why
gap's
we
just
don't.
opening
That's
up a
why we
little
don't.
bit.
That's why we don't set the AI too high,
Yeah,
because in some cases
some
may
guys will
be
just pause on
faster than-
purpose.
it may be faster than the race you're having. So you
Correct.
can just pause it, or even just pause it in a particular part of the track you're battling with, and yeah, the AI can take care of it. So
And I
why we set it
actually
too slow.
experienced that even in public lobbies, playing online against guys around the world.
Did they do that?
Yeah, you stuck it in pause and the car take you through that section that you battle with, and it takes you through, like, it's programmed to with no issues. Once you're through
remember-
that bad section, you just unpause and you can go on your own.
I remember a race very early on in TNB. It must have been like season 2 or 3 of 2017, and we did Monaco, and a bunch of guys finished the race, but it was before we had a stream. But if you asked anyone who was driving around, those guys were ghosting the whole race. Like, ghost cars were passing me. The ghost cars were quicker than me. So yeah, that's why we turned that down.
I think one person would love to have Monaco back on the calendar.
Rob.
Oh yes, he'd love it. He'd also love to have rain on the calendar. We haven't had much rain here in TNB, have we?
Yeah, there we
there we
go.
go.
Staffy's definitely AI. Staffy's AI. That should deserve that 5-point deduction where he went, because he's too lazy to finish his own race.
See why we don't put that AI level up.
I think Mac is bored in front.
If you're in last place and the AI can do a decent job, how many guys are going to force?
Oh yeah.
It's actually the only racing game I can think of that actually allows
it.
also allows you to come back.
Because you can't even pause in Assetto Corsa. You have to stand still.
But Assetto Corsa, Gran Turismo, Project Cars, ACC, whatever you go through.
Staff now trying to not get a penalty.
If you get
He
disconnected
unpaused.
in the race, you don't come back.
He heard you, did he?
Yep. I know he listens to the stream.
Closest battle currently is Foss on Macket.
No.
Matter, sorry.
Here we
Oh
go.
wow. Oh wow,
Sorry.
Devon.
No.
wow.
I'll forgive Devon. I did the same earlier tonight. Macket and
Maybe are you drinking decaf? Are you trying something new? Because something's not right about you.
I had some the other night.
Oh,
The
we
whole
know
day
another
you-
penalty.
The whole day you've been as slow as
But
Kubica.
no, but he's been slow. I told him 3 or 4 times tonight he's slow.
Something's just
And again,
not
I'm
right.
gonna say my
I don't know what
sincere,
chemicals
my
you work with.
sincere sympathy.
Not sure what chemicals you work with, but
It's
may
some,
have come into
it's some
contact
very,
with something unwanted.
it's some potent stuff that he works with. I like this camera angle where the camera's on the rear wing looking over the back of a car.
I've seen it
Timber
once.
Famer, 2-second penalty.
Not too bad.
It's a pity you can't control it. It's just randomly what the AI basically select.
I'd love to have more options. There are the camera angles on the game. They are there. They're available. So let us pick helicopter cam whenever we want, or whatever the case is. Open up
Yeah.
those cameras more than just. It's not even
That's right.
TV pod, is it?
Steph
It's a
decided
bit
to go
annoying.
do a
this
doggy
TV
break.
pod's at an angle, and I don't like it.
Steph just watered the flowers, that's so he claims. Matt and I'm the pits. Now
back in the
Matt
pit.
is gonna go and mack it. Matt is gonna go for that fastest lap.
Whoa. What that? Well,
It's gonna drop him below Force.
Yeah,
but I think
exactly.
Force has got.
but it's gonna drop him behind
But also RDDV is now past him
Exactly.
as well.
with 2 laps to go. That
Look,
is
I
strange.
know he's done the same in Zandvoort, but then he had a good enough gap. But why now risk these points that you have here for fastest lap 2 points?
Exactly.
Because the 2 points you're going to gain there is actually less than the points that you're losing now dropping from third. Not
Well,
sure why,
if-
unless something weird went on with those tires or something that we don't know.
Well, this will, if things stay as is, Rob will get the podium.
Yes, and there we go. Just a comment there from Safwan Esports team as well. They say the same. Rob win for the podium. Because
Yeah,
Rob
well-
is close enough to force to get that podium once penalties come in.
Remember, Force has got 18 seconds. Rob has got 6 seconds. I think Mavericks.
So that's
no,
12.
Rob's got 3 seconds. Mavericks
got
got
3.
6. Rob's got 3. Mavericks got 6. And
Rob
then,
is safe. Rob is safe for third place.
and that would be perfect for Matt if he didn't have penalties of his own. But
Matt's got penalties.
just to check one final time on Matt there.
So no Boris on the podium tonight.
Matt's got 9 seconds.
Mackett now coming
But
through
if
his last
ooh,
sector.
he's not gonna get fastest lap like that. Got out of shape there in sector 3.
Oh, so one more lap. Does he? He should have one more lap.
He's got one more
Gideon,
lap.
you can go Rob, and you can go Legend. Good night for Merck. Real good night for Merck. Both drivers. Mackett come around to the final corner. Tries to the inside, take it for checkered flag. There we go. Mackett has done it. 48
done.
seconds in the end.
There are guys in sector 1. I was watching Matt going through sector 1 as you were watching Mackett finish the race. So that was
But Racing Point car sound doesn't sound
48
good.
seconds.
Yeah, Staffy, you drove like a complete. You had it, man. You were high up.
At least you finished. At least you
At least
finished.
he finished.
You did better than me. And
He gets points,
what?
and it's good points for Alpha Tauri. This will basically
Not a great-
bring them closer to some other guys.
Whoa!
Vino
Contact.
crosses the line. There we go.
Contact between
Matt and Maverick
Matta and Maverick.
Ooh, there's no end plate on that Renault.
force another
There's
3-second time
no-
penalty. Here we go. Force crosses finish line. That's going to stay third, just temporary, because here comes RJDV around for final corner. And you will see him moving to third place. There we go.
What happened there?
Matt,
There we go.
Matt,
We've
Matt.
got Matt going backwards.
Reversing.
Reversing over
Oh,
the finish
wow.
line.
Ooh, this is not gonna help him.
Lost
Nope.
it in a big way. Oh no!
Ooh.
Didn't get that right the first time. Just take it slow. There we go, Boris. Let's go.
Come Boris, come Boris.
Whoa!
Now reverse it over the finish line.
I think he.
And he's having a
Well,
lot
he
of fun.
doesn't want to get. He doesn't want to get disqualified. That would be quite
Oh,
funny.
and another big one. Just hook it in reverse. Reverse it over.
No, he's having some fun now.
Yeah, I think he's also having fun. He's the last car.
Is that legend?
The Legend already
No.
crossed the start finish line. There we go.
Classified as 6th anyway, even though he didn't cross the line. Well, that's the game's prediction. Driver of the
I'm
day.
actually going to go with the game, because where he started coming all the way through, yeah, there was a few penalties as well. But in the end he managed it, and he made sure that he kept his nose clean. And he drove a solid race there from way back to get into second place. So driver of the day, Vino definitely, I agree. Vino driver of the day. I won't ask Mr. Alice because he didn't watch too much.
Since
I watched. I just
since I just saw that Williams there on the podium, I saw those overalls. Just in case you guys don't know this.
There we go, just confirmation there. Not Fernando, can you someone take us through those results here, please?
Obviously there, Mackett with a dominant performance. He won the race for Williams. Nicely done. He won
19th
from
on the
Vino second, RZDV third, then Foss coming in fourth, Maverick fifth, Matt is sixth there with an interesting end, Legend seventh, Pointy's eighth, Springbok Gamer ninth. Then we got Wes in 10th, Sean 11th, Safi 12th, and that is the last of your finishers. DNFs for not Kimmy, Caterboy, not Sebastian, G&G Pickle, SAF1, Rail, not Fernando, don't know who that guy
wow.
is, and Gav Pig. Gav Pig was
Guys,
the first to
The
retire.
only one with no penalty is that crazy ass guy who's calling himself not Fernando.
That's right, I just referred to myself in the third person. Fantastic.
No penalty.
Well,
Everyone else basically got penalties.
the race was going. It could have been a good race. pace was there. Everything went wrong. But well, Mackett, if that's what Mackett's gonna do with 3 rounds remaining,
Mackett's gonna take a fight. But
be
Matt will
interesting.
be happy because he's still got some solid points across from against his rivals. Let's see quickly who do we get in here, if any of them are available, so just bear with us.
We're like, we're not racing.
Yeah, let's see if anybody or if all 3 of them. Let's see who of our top 3 guys are joining.
Sebastian already caught the flight out to Kyalami long time ago. It's awesome racing between the 2 Renaults. It was just actually disappointing that there were so many penalties involved that a lot of the battles we were
If one of you guys got Mackett there, please can you also send an invite from your side if possible? Or give me a suggestion or something. Yeah, but no Vino. But then again, Vino don't really join these, do we? But yeah, here we go. We got our 3rd place driver at least in here. Mr. RJDV. Few laps to go. Well, more than a few laps. Ahead of those Renaults or close to those Renaults, you look like 3rd place. Then Matt started pulling away. It looked like Matt for 3rd, and then he decided to do a very late pit, and that's pretty much brought it back into your favor for 3rd place. So what a race. You actually drove a very good race, so well deserved 3rd place. Please can you speak up? Oh, there was some chaos there at the start. Good old Uncle Charles. Mackett drove a brilliant race. He basically controlled it from, well, except for the start when he got so rudely passed by a guy who jump started. But once he got past that guy, it was tickets, and he just controlled the race pretty much all the way. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, Vino's also not big on this, so I don't think so. I don't think Mackett will be. Rob, you need to share your party chat, because people say they can't hear you. Please just quickly check your settings there for us if you don't mind, because people would love to hear from you. No, it doesn't look like, because Pico says we can't hear, and even esports team says we cannot hear him at all. Party settings. Nope, Vino's offline, so we're not going to see him in here. Yeah, I did take a suggestion of yours. I did send him. Okay, so Rob, you allow your voice to be shared. Always allow. So let's try this again. Can you guys hear him now? Rob, say something. I don't know if that's going to happen. But anyway, moving on. Getting this, wrapping up this what? You and Foss. For a moment there, we look like that's going to be a crazy battle. I mean, you guys lining each other up, approaching the S's of all places. Okay, Waji says he can hear you. Yeah, nee, Uncle Charles. But yeah, good race actually for Merck, third and seventh. So as a team, that is your best result. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is also Legends' best finish. A good race from his side as well. So good points for Renault again tonight, for Merck again tonight, and yeah, good points for Renault as well. I think that pretty much put Renault out of reach, and with none of his rivals taking points tonight, I think that also pretty much takes Mackett to a whole new level. But Mackett, if Mackett can drive like this for the last few races, oh, I think a couple of guys are actually in for something. Mackett, no, but he can sure jump a lot of guys on his way. He can actually, he can open that midfield battle up widely all of a sudden. He can get himself into contention in that midfield. But yeah, I would say, look, our third place guys is not very talkative, so we're not going to push the subject too much. Guys, thank you so much for joining. For you there in the comments, thank you so much for being part of the chat, for the comments. Thank you as always for the support. Nice turnout to the comments. Always nice for you guys to be part of the chat. Gets kind of lonely on this side. So nice if you guys keep it going from that side as well. Next week, same time, same place, but of course Japan. And then of course one more race, and then we have that Mexico rerun. Hopefully it goes better this time. But till then, till next week, you guys stay safe, take care, and then we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Cheerio.